Yes, so you can just see the problem. So this is a problem wherein you can see that there is one beam CD which is resting over a beam AB. Okay. Now each beam has different loading conditions. Each beam has different loading conditions. So for beam CD, you can see that there is one inclined load, there is one vertical load, whereas for beam AB, you have only one UDL of intensity 20 kilonewton per meter. Now, next, what you need to concentrate here in this problem is, see, there is one point of contact between the two beams, that is at point C, So you can see that there is a small round like thing which is given in connection with beam AB and CD. Okay, so this is nothing but it is a roller. Now one has to understand what is actually the function of this roller. What actually is the function of this roller? Now see, the function of the roller depends, or it differs for both the beams. For beam CD, this is a roller support which will have one reaction, whereas for beam AB it is a point load which will be acting downwards. So you can just see in the free body diagram, that this roller is being replaced by a reaction, that is reaction C. Now this reaction C, it acts as a reaction to beam CD, whereas it acts point load to beam AB. So only that is the difference. Now, as usual, you're going to draw the free body diagram for both the beams. You're going to solve for each beam. So each beam is taken at a time and they're solved for reactions. Okay. Now let us draw the free body diagram for beam CD. So this is the free body diagram for beam CD. So just have a close look at it. So you have an inclined load 10 kilonewton, which is inclined at an angle 60 degrees with vertical, which is being shown here. You're supposed to resolve it later. Next, you have a 5 kilonewton load which is acting downwards. The same is being shown there. Next, you have a hinged support at D. Now we all know that hinged support has two reactions, one horizontal and one vertical. So they have taken a vertical reaction as dy and a horizontal reaction as dx. The other day I have told you notations may differ. You may also take it as rdx, rdy, or dx and dy. We are not much worried about the notations. We are worried only about the reactions. So these are the two reactions for this hinge D. Whereas I told you there is a roller support at C, which will act as the support for CD and it will act as the point load for AB. But the thing is, they are opposite to each other. So here in this case, what you have done is you have assumed the reaction at C to be acting upwards, and that is why the point load will be acting downwards. That is for AB. In case if you would have assumed this to be acting downwards, then this point load would be acting upwards. Okay, so it will be vice versa. It will always be opposite to each other. So you have one reaction at C. So your free body diagram for beam CD is completed. Next, you come down for AB. Now this AB, it has a hinged support at A and it has a roller support at B. Whereas it has only one loading here, but don't forget that there is one point of contact between beam AB and CD. Okay, so that is to be shown there. So this RC, now concentrating on beam AB. So you can see that for this beam AB, RC will be acting downwards at the same point, that is point of contact. Point of contact. You have a 20 kilonewton per meter acting over a span of 1 meter. So it is UDL, area of a rectangle. So 20 into 1, 20 kilonewton, which will act exactly at the center. That is half a meter on either side. So you have half a meter on either side. So these are done with loadings. Now next, coming to the reactions at A, we have a hinged support which will have two reactions, that is AX and AY. Whereas B, we have a roller support which will have only one reaction. Only one reaction. Now, you have drawn the free body diagram for both the beams. Always keep in mind, whenever you come across such problems, that is one beam over the other, you're supposed to first solve the topmost beam. You're supposed to solve the topmost beam, that is this beam. This beam, and then you have to go for the bottom beam, because there is some contribution done by this support to the bottom beam. So that is why always keep one thing in mind, that you are going to solve the topmost beam first. Do not go with the alphabets, beam AB to be solved first, beam CD next. No, it is not like that. Always the beam which is resting on top is to be solved first. Now we all know that now we have two beams, you are going to solve two times. So till now we have solved it only one time. So now we are going to solve it for two times. Now, as usual, you are going to have, or you are going to apply three equations of equilibrium for each beam, for each beam. Now let's solve for beam CD first. So we can see that in this beam CD, we totally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forces. I'm going to apply moment for this beam. That is the first equation of equilibrium. I'm going to apply it at point C. Now, once I happen to apply the moment, first I need to count the total number of forces. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So total 6 forces. Among 6 forces, how many actually passes through point C are to be seen? That is one reaction, that is RC. Horizontal component of 10 kilonewton passes through point C, whereas dx also passes through point C. So we are left with only 3 forces which will be considered in moment. 3 forces. So basically 3 components. The first one is the vertical component of this 10 kilonewton, which is 10 cos 60. Since the inclination is with respect to vertical, it is taken as 10 cos 60. Since the force is vertical, distance to be multiplied is horizontal. So it is 10 cos 60 into 1, and since it is causing a clockwise movement, it is taken with the positive sign. Next, you have a 5 kilonewton force, which is again a vertical force. Hence, distance again to be multiplied will be horizontal distance, that is 3 meters. So it is 5 into 3, causing a clockwise movement. Hence, it is with positive sign. So it is plus 5 into 3. And finally, you have the last force, that is Dy, which is again vertical, and it is acting at a distance of 4 meters from C, thereby dy into 4. And since it is causing an anti-clockwise movement, it is to be taken with the negative sign. So the only unknown in this equation is dy. By rearranging the terms in this equation, and if you solve for the unknown, you get dy as 5 kilonewton. So using one equation of equilibrium, you have calculated one of the unknowns. Now next, we shall apply one more equation of equilibrium for beam CD, that is sigma fx, that is combining all the horizontal forces. So first, let us see total how many horizontal forces we have in this problem. We happen to see that you have two horizontal forces. One is the horizontal component of 10 kilonewton, whereas the other one is horizontal component of the reaction, that is at D, which is dx. And we all know that horizontal forces acting rightwards are taken as positive, leftwards are taken as negative. So the first force, that is dx, which is acting to the rightwards, is taken as positive, hence it is plus dx. Next you have the horizontal component of 10 kilonewton, which is acting leftwards. It will be minus 10 sine 60, 10 sine 60. Thereby, if we just rearrange the terms, dx would be 8.66 kilonewton, 8.66 kilonewton. Now, next, apply one more equation, that is the last one. Sigma Fy is equal to 0, because we have still one more unknown to be calculated, that is Rc. And when you apply sigma Fy, we see that we are going to consider only the vertical forces. So total number of vertical forces is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Total 4 vertical forces. All the forces acting upwards are positive, downwards are negative. So the first one would be Rc, so which is acting upwards, hence it is taken with the positive sign. Next is vertical component of 10 kilonewton, which is 10 cos 60, acting downwards, hence it is taken with the negative sign. Next you have one more vertical force 5 kilonewton, which is acting downwards, so it is taken with the negative sign. And finally the last vertical force, that is dy, which is acting upwards, hence it is taken with the positive sign. And we have already calculated the value of dy, which is 5 kilonewton. If you substitute the value of dy as 5 kilonewton, you can calculate the only unknown in the equation, that is Rc, which is 5 kilonewton. So the reaction Rc is 5 kilonewton. So once again I repeat, Rc is a reaction to this beam CD, whereas it is point load to beam AB.
Yes, sir.
So beam AB, you can see that for beam AB, we have two reactions at A. We have one reaction at B. So let us apply moment at point A. Let us count total how many number of forces are there in beam AB. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forces. Amongst 5 forces, how many passes through moment center? Only 2 forces passes through moment center, that is AX and AY, which becomes 0. You'll have 3 components in the beam. So sigma moment about A is equal to 0. So the first force, that is 20 kilonewton, which is a vertical force. Distance is horizontal, which is to be multiplied, and it is causing a clockwise movement. Therefore, it is 20 into 0.5. Plus RC. Now, this RC is nothing but it was a point of contact between beam AB and BC. For beam CD, it was a support, whereas for beam AB, it is a point load. So RC is a point load, which is vertical, and distance to be multiplied is horizontal, and it is acting at a distance of 2 meters from A. Therefore, it is RC into 2, which will be causing a clockwise movement. So it is RC into 2, which is with the positive sign. Next, you have RB, which is reaction, again a vertical reaction. Distance to be multiplied is horizontal. So you have distance of separation, that is 1, 2 and 3 meters. So RB is acting 3 meters from A, which is again causing the anti-clockwise movement. So it is minus RB into 3. Therefore, if you rearrange the terms in this equation, you will get RB is equal to 6.67 kilonewtons. Now next, one of the reactions is known. I am interested in calculating AX and AY. Now. So I am going to apply both other equations, that is sigma Fx and sigma Fy. Now first equation, sigma Fx. So since there are no horizontal forces in the diagram, we can directly write that Ax is equal to 0. Or else, if you do not take this reaction also, well and good, but it's better that you always show the reaction. Since it is a hinge, there will be 2 reactions. You can show that hinge, and you can actually write Ax is equal to 0. Now next is sigma Fy, that is combining all the vertical forces. So total vertical forces 1, 2, 3, 4. So total 4 vertical forces, upward forces positive, downward forces negative. So first one is AY acting upwards, which is taken with positive sign. Next one, 20 kilonewton, which is acting downwards, taken with negative sign. RC, which is acting downwards, taken with negative sign. RB, which is upwards, taken with positive sign. Positive sign. And we have already calculated RC, which is 5 kilonewton. That is, in the previous beam, we have calculated RC, which is 5 kilonewton. So if you substitute the value of RC as 5 kilonewton, 5 kilonewton, so you will get AY as 18.33 kilonewton. 18.33 kilonewton. So